everybody. I am Barb Steinberg, a teen life coach for girls, a parent coach, and a speaker on parenting girls. I wanted to talk with you today a little bit about a parent coaching session I had recently and some of the struggles that these parents were facing. And I feel like many of you probably are as well if you are living with a teenager who is ready to grow up, who wants some more independence and freedom and power in their lives. So I'll share with you some of the comments that their daughter was making to them. And then you and I together will talk about what is she really seeking when she's making these statements that are kind of annoying to her parents, frankly. So they're planning for the summer, and the daughter didn't really want to go to camp. So they conceded and said, okay, you don't have to go to camp after much discussion. And then the daughter, right when she got her way and she was told you don't have to go to camp, she quickly said to her parents, you know, it's my summer and I get to decide what it's going to be like and what it's going to look like. And her parents were like, what? I don't think so. So that was one statement. And then, at one point, I think she was feeling like her parents were being a bit of helicopter parents and kind of controlling and monitoring her too much for her taste. And she was saying, I can do whatever I want whenever I want. Like if I leave the house, you do know that I can make my own choices, and you can't control my choices when I'm not at home and you're not with me. So she was making that statement. And then the third one, it was a Sunday morning and they go to church, and she was sharing with her parents, you can't force me to go to church. So what is it that this teenager is really saying? What is she saying with these statements to her parents? She's saying a few things. Number one, she wants more independence. She wants more freedom. She wants more control over her life, right? And she wants power. She wants the power to make choices in her life. And she wants the power to decide what she's going to do, who she's going to do it with, and so on, right? You can tell she's feeling the urge to grow up, to become more of an adult, even though she isn't quite an adult yet. So once we talked about the underlying cause or the purpose behind those words, behind the behaviors, then the parents can, instead of responding to the words, they can respond to really the message behind the words. So if we take, for example, when she said, I can pretty much do whatever I want when I'm not in this house, you can't control my every choice. That's when her parents can say something along the lines of, you're right. We don't have any control over you. I kind of wish we did. Like when you were little, I got to make more of your choices for you. And I knew that you were safe and it felt more comfortable to me. But now that you are growing up and you now are a teenager, you're right. When you do leave, you get to make your own choices. And we don't have the control that we used to have. What I would like to do is I'd like to give you information. I'd like to educate you on some of these choices that you can make so that when you do make choices, you make informed choices. And that's a whole nother video where we can talk about educating our girls on their bodies, on sex, on drugs, on alcohol, and vaping, and other risky behaviors. So giving them information so that they can make informed choices. And then also asking them to connect the choice that they're making. For example, if she's making the choice to smoke pot, talking about, is that choice in alignment with who it is that she is right now and who it is that she wants to be, where she's going. Maybe she has goals of college, or maybe she wants to be a doctor and she wants to go to medical school. And so talking to her about, do you think that these choices, what you're doing and who you are right now, is taking you there? Is that leading you there? Does that make sense to you? So it's kind of asking her to use her critical thinking skills, to be self-reflective, and to really consider. It's very empowering for her to consider her own choices and to be educated about the choices she's making. And that's what we want. We want empowered, informed girls because they are going to be leaving in a few years, and we want them to have those skills. So let's talk about when she made the comment of about church. You can't force me to go. In reality, they kind of can force her, right? They're going to keep badgering her until she gets in the car and they go. So instead of, that word can be a trigger. You can't force me to go. That kind of attitude can be a trigger for some parents, and they want to react. They want to jump on that and say, oh, yes, I can. You know, I have the power here. And in your teenager's mind, she knows that you have more power than her. And that's really what she's butting up against. It might not really be church. It might really be more of the power and her wanting to make her own choices. So instead of responding and reacting in that way, meet her where she is. So what is she really saying underneath that statement? She's saying, I don't want to go to church. I don't like church. You know, it's not my value. It's not important to me. It's important to you. So instead of responding to those words that are a trigger to you and beginning a power struggle or a fight, why not say, like, I totally get it. Of course you don't want to go to church. It's Sunday morning. You want to hang out in your bed and, you know, scroll through Snapchat and watch Netflix and relax. I get it. I didn't want to go to church either when I was 16. And then you can say, and we're going to leave in 15 minutes. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to go, but thank you for coming with us. It means a lot to me. So what did I do? I responded to what she was really saying to me, right? The message underneath the words. And I was firm but kind, right? I didn't start a fight with her, a power struggle. Firm but kind. So try out some of these ideas, some of these words with your own teen. Let us know how it goes. If you feel like this was helpful, I'd love it if you would like the video, if you'd share the video. I hope that you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please let us know how it goes when you practice these ideas and these tools and see how they go with your own teenager. So thank you so much for listening and good luck.